Okay, so we will begin by showing some of my other camping and outdoor survival kitchen and cooking ware. I love these Dollar Tree canned heats, or flame fancy heat is what the brand name is, they call it. But it's just a container of heat. So you can just light the wick and there you go. The good thing about these are these cans can also be used for other things after you're done with them, or they can just be disposed of properly when you're done. But I use these a lot. As well, you can use the Sterno, the canned heat. I don't use this brand as much, only because it's just more expensive for me. And if I'm not using wood or some other natural device for fire, I tend to use the Dollar Tree heat, but this works as well. Always have to have matches. Again, Dollar Tree. Plenty of matches around. And lighters. I keep plenty of lighters. Gotta have a lighter. Always gotta have a lighter. Matches. And I keep these strikers from the sides of matchboxes. I make sure I keep several of these available in many different kits. Even if it's not a fire kit, even if it's not a kit that I'm going to use for fire or for cooking or for anything related, I will throw one of these in some way into a kit just in case. Always have matches, always have these strikers, and I'll always have lighters in just about every kit that I have, regardless of what it's for. I have fire starting devices like these in my fishing kit just in case. So maybe it's a little overdoing it, but I tend to like to make sure that if nothing else, I can start fire in a modern sense. There's nothing wrong with using fire strikers, ferro rods, bow drills, and all that sort of stuff, but I always make sure that I have modern, up-to-date fire starting capability just in case everything else fails. Because the last thing I want to do when I'm hungry and tired is get a bow drill out and start working on a fire. Do I keep accelerants like alcohol or other fuel type devices like that? I also carry this little small container of oil for cooking. Now this is an old preserves jar that I think came out of one of those Christmas sausage boxes, you know, you get for Christmas or whatever. But I got some cooking oil in here, and I always like to keep all sorts of spices and oils and things of that nature in my cooking kits. But here's an example of how I do it. I just place them in small little jars. Now this is a glass jar, and I don't particularly, for myself, particularly like using glass, even though this is really nice. And I've dropped this a couple times, and it's been fine. But I don't particularly prefer to use glass, but this just happened to be what I had available at the time. And this works really well for oil and also for spices and things of that nature. But yeah, if I was going to keep spices and things of that nature, what I usually use are like straws. I make the little straw containers and put my spices and stuff in those, or little pill bottles or things like that. But you use what you got at the time. Next I I use this a lot, and all this is just a soda can that I cut the top off of. And I use these all the time to just heat water. As a matter of fact, this particular one is the one that I used with my overnight at Camp Osage. The last overnight that I had at Camp Osage that I filmed. This is the can that I used to heat my water. And that's just put my water in it, stick it near the fire, let it heat the water up, and away you go. I always like to keep fire starting equipment and dryer lint. I just have a little baggie of dryer lint. So since I was talking about this can real quick, I want to talk about these nifty little things. I purchased, let's see, I got 3 of them, 2 reds and a black one. I purchased these at the Dollar Tree. Love the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is one of my favorite survival gear stores ever. But anyway, you just put your hand in here like this, and when you're wanting to lift and pick up hot items, boom, just like this. Now, I used this immensely out on my my trips because I love these things. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, picking up hot items, fantastic. So I suggest if you don't have any of these, that you go out and get at least 1 or 2 of these things. Alrighty, next I have this ready to light charcoal brick. And that's what it looks like right there. It's just a brick of charcoal. I have a couple of these running around somewhere. I don't recall where I found them, but that's how big it is right there. That's the size of it. Nice little charcoal brick. This folding stove, I got it at, I think I got this at Dick's. I'm not 100% sure. There's an interesting story behind this. I think I videoed it, made a little video about finding these at Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't honestly remember how long ago I did that video or even where it's at, but it's on my channel somewhere. Anyway, these little stoves like this, like I showed you one before, but these little folding stoves like this are fantastic to have. So I've got this one here. And I also have this little Bic flame disc. It's a portable outdoor grill. It's just this little aluminum pan that has charcoal and stuff already in it. All you do is just light it up, and it's a little portable grill. So I make sure I keep this with me whenever, just in case. There we go. Instructions. Just peel it, light it, grill it, and then dispose it. But make sure that you take it out of the field with you. Take it somewhere proper and dump it properly. Don't just leave it out in the woods. So now I just have a basic handled military style cooking cup or pot, and I keep this in my cook gear. Clearly this one hasn't been set in a fire. I actually have never used this one. The last one I had, I don't even know where it's at right now, but they get burned up pretty good, but they're still good. You can always tell when something's been used because it's nice and coated black and all stained and everything. Here is a steamer. This thing is pretty cool. This can set in on top of pots of water, and the steam will come up and steam. You can place your vegetables and things in there, or if you want to steam some kind of fish or something like that. I've never put fish in it, but you can do that too. But you can just set your pan down, and this can set on top of the pan, and then the steam comes through here and just steams your vegetables or your dandelion greens. I love dandelion greens. I collect those all the time and eat. I love it. But there you go. It's a nice little. I think I got this at a junk shop. I'm not 100% sure. I really don't recall where I got this at. Alright, now And I've showed these bowls before. See, this is what it looks like when one's been used. Anyway, I like these bowls, and I have several of them of different sizes. But they work great as just cooking kits this way. Also turn them on itself like this, clip them shut, and they make really good ovens. Stick this in the fire with it clipped like this, and they make really nice little ovens. Or you can just cook in them regular. But I have several of these of all different sizes. And these all come from the Dollar Tree as well. Again, a pie pan, just an aluminum pie pan. I think this had an apple pie in it from Walmart. Honestly, I don't remember. But I always like to keep little tins and pie things. Now these I found at a junk shop right here. These are pretty cool. Nice little pans with the holes in the bottom. I'm sure they're meant as pie pans, but they make great skillets and all sorts of other things. And the holes in there really help with venting grease and all that fun stuff. But these make really nice little outdoors cooking surfaces. There's really nothing like having one of these on a grate with a fire underneath it, and you set your meat on here, oil that up good, you set some meat on there, and you set that on there, and you can see the grease dripping off into the fire, and you can hear the crackling and the sizzling. Oh, that is an awesome sound. I may have to do that just so you guys can hear that awesome sound.